everybody. Welcome to Preschool Week here on the Daily Dose. I am so excited to share with you some wisdom from our Calvary preschool teachers. I've invited Connie Good, our preschool director, and Sarah Olson, one of our preschool teachers, to come talk about how we share faith with our preschoolers, how we teach them more about God's love and good tips and strategies for parents of preschoolers or grandparents of preschoolers. So what I need from you, what I'd love from you, is for you to go ahead and tag a family who you know has a preschooler in it, or share this with them on either Facebook or YouTube, because you're not going to want to miss this week. Here's our preschool teachers.
Hi, I'm Connie Good, the director of Calvary Preschool here at Calvary Lutheran Church. And in my former life, I was a parent educator, so I love talking to parents about their children. And the most important topic that comes up so frequently when I'm talking to parents is discipline. I'm going to talk today about how you can discipline with love and helping them through their holiday meltdowns, which we all know happens. Our preschool kids are not used to getting out of their routine. And neither are we. And so any of the following are likely to happen during the hustle and bustle of the holidays. So we can anticipate these things and be prepared to respond. If we plan for the worst and hope for the best, then we're going to make it through this holiday season okay. We're going to be tired, and our kids are going to be tired, but we're going to make it, and it's going to be great. So we need to slow things down a little bit and think about what could possibly happen. So overstimulation is one of the things that happens often, frequently, with all the hustle and bustle. And you can't go into that closet because we've got presents in there, or we've got to eat on the run tonight because we've got to go Christmas shopping. All of the things that just bombard our kids, all the holiday decorations, the lights, the Santas, the everything that happens during this time is overstimulating sometimes for our children and for us. So help them find a spot in the house that's comfortable for them to be when they feel like, I can't take this anymore, and to help them decompress. You and your child can be there together, or you can have separate spots to decompress. But make it an opportunity for them to recognize in themselves that they are an overload, that this is too much, I can't do this, and let them figure out what they need to do to calm down with your suggestions as well. Hungry, okay. Hungry and at Papa's house, Grandma and Grandpa's house, Auntie's house, friends' houses. Well, what we're going to find is that our children are hungry all of the time because they don't like the foods that necessarily are put before them during the holiday season. So we want to make sure that we are being respectful of their little bodies and what they need. So if you can, bring something you know your child will eat to the gathering of foods that they're not used to. Fruit, cheese sticks, or let them eat these things before you go. So when they refuse the food that's on their plate, you can say, take a bite, take a thank you bite for Nana for making this for us, and then you can be done. So that it's not pressure from everyone around you to say, oh, you'll love it, these meatballs are so great. And your child has never had a meatball before quite this fashion. They're a preschooler and they don't want to eat it. So prepare some foods to bring along, or have some foods that they like to eat before you even leave. So now they're out of their routine as well, because now we're staying up late, we're doing this, we're running here, we're going to this concert, we're going to this play, we're going to fun things during the holiday season. So they're out of their routine. So try to stick to your routine if possible, as much as possible, and that will help your child self-regulate. So the sleeping and eating routines that your child typically does will help them feel like this is the world that I'm familiar with. And for preschoolers, their world needs to stay the same as much as possible because they get off kilter when things change. They have to adjust and process and think through it. This is different, and how am I going to handle it? Tired is another situation that children get into. And this usually ends up in a full-blown meltdown. So we're out shopping, we're at a concert, we're at a basketball game, we're grocery shopping, whatever it is we're doing, our children can melt down. So everyone is tired. We need to take a breath and be on your child's team. And that's really important, that we need to see the world from a preschooler's perspective, which is, this is not what I'm used to. I'm really tired. I'm on overload. My mom is upset. My Nana is busying herself so I can't see her as much as I want to. So there are things that change and they get tired, and we need to look at it from their perspective and say, here's what I can do to support you, and here's what I can do to help you. And I'm here for you during this time. It's not about getting 9 dozen cookies made or getting to the grocery store on time. It is about, what can I do to make this holiday season important and special for my child as well as for myself? Stressed parents we move into after that. Make sure you're taking care of yourself during this time. We tend to stretch a little too thin and we think we can do everything. And we want to make sure we slow down, make a list, and eliminate things that you can let go of to make your life easier. If you're a family right now that is struggling with finding the time and the dollars to buy your children what you think they want, make something homemade, do an experience that doesn't cost any money. Make that a gift in a box to say, we will go to Brophy Park, or we will find a sledding hill and go sledding. So find things that you can do as an experience versus worrying about what is the perfect gift for my child. Because as I said earlier yesterday, they won't remember what they get from year to year. So make sure that you're taking care of yourself and you're doing and living within the means that you have, and give experiences for Christmas presents as well. The next thing leads us into long drives, which really is troublesome for kids, or long air flights. So bring a special bag of small items, and it doesn't have to be new items. It can be items that are in your house that you just put in a bag, or food items from your house, and let them take them out every 15 to 30 minutes as you're traveling. Wrap them in aluminum foil to make it take a little bit longer to get to the surprise. And as I said, it doesn't have to be new stuff. It can be stuff that's down at the bottom of the toy box and you pull out and wrap in aluminum foil and put it in a bag for those long drives. So food is always a great thing to have along as well. So bring some special treats that they may not usually get at home. The next thing I'm going to talk about is to pre-teach. Pre-teach your child as much as you can to prepare for the next thing that's coming, so they can stay calm, because we want our children to be able to figure out, how can I be prepared? How can I be ready? And I remember one of the years that we were having Christmas at our house, and I was driving home, picked up my child from daycare, and driving home and saying, oh, guess what? Aunt Marcia and her family are coming tomorrow for Christmas at our house. And he was like, oh, it would be really great if I knew that ahead of time. So our kids like to know what's coming next, and it makes them uncomfortable and anxious sometimes if things are just sprung on them and we forget to tell them what the next steps are. So think about overstimulation during this time for your child. Hunger, if they're hungry, and being mindful of that and having some food on hand that you're okay with them to eat whenever. Out of routine, try to stick to it as much as possible to help them self-regulate. Them being tired, think about, when can I give them a rest? When can they be by themselves for a while? Your stress level, take it down a notch. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just is going to pass by us. And what you put into it and what you give your children from your heart is much more important than any gift that's under the tree. Remember those long drives, and make it easier with something that they can do in the car. Pre-teach, have them be prepared so that they know what's coming next. And all of those things will help your holiday season be much calmer and much better. And our scripture reading for today comes from Hebrews 12, verse 7. It is for discipline that you have to endure. God is treating you as sons and daughters. For what child is there whom his father does not discipline? So make sure that you are following through, and you give them some of these helpful things to do, that you give them comfort, that you give them staying calm ideas, so that they can feel that you are on their team. Thank you so much for listening today, and we will see you next time.